Hey everybody, it's Michelle Thompson, and today is the first day of our event. So I hope you're excited. I am. I know this is going to be really great. So today, what we're going to be talking about is how mindset actually affects your manifesting. So any of you guys that are watching this that haven't registered, then you're going to hear me talking about a workbook. The way that you get the workbook is by registering. So if you say, I don't have a workbook, it's probably because you haven't registered. So just FYI, anyone who is watching this that hasn't registered, just go ahead and send me a message and maybe we can get that taken care of. Okay. So what this is about, it's all about manifesting. And this has been such a hot topic. Everybody wants to learn about manifesting. Some of you guys have already started the process of manifesting. Some of you guys have read a book or watched a couple of YouTube videos on it or taken a couple of courses. But in this particular course that we're going to be doing this week, it's going to be really kind of showing you some of those areas that you're unfamiliar with, okay? And one of those areas is why mindset affects your manifesting. So let's get started and talk about that. So let's just start with manifesting, okay? So what is manifesting? I've had a lot of people kind of ask me like, well, I don't really understand what manifesting is. And if you've ever read or heard of The Secret or the book, The Law of Attraction, that's what manifesting is about. Manifesting is when you use your own thoughts to be able to create your reality. So Buddha said that watch your thoughts because your thoughts become words. Watch your words because your words become actions. Watch your actions because your actions become your reality. So to sum it up, your thoughts become your reality. So when you are thinking things, you can basically create that in your life, either subconsciously or energetically. So the first thing I'm going to talk to you about is that. What is a subconscious manifestation versus a energetic manifestation? So a subconscious manifestation is sort of like a self-fulfilled prophecy, you know? It's where you actually think something a lot or think about something and you tend to sort of make it happen because your actions come from your thoughts. So you're reacting based on your thoughts. So an example of that would be, let's say that your partner invites you to their company Christmas party. And the company Christmas party is going to have a lot of people. You got to get dressed up. There's a little socializing going on. And during this, you kind of get a little nervous and you're having all these issues about, oh, nobody likes me. I'm not going to have a good time. Nobody ever talks to me. They're going to think I'm too fat. They're not going to like me. It's all these things kind of go through your mind. Okay. So what do you think is going to happen when you show up? How are people going to respond to you and how are you going to act? So let's just start with walking into the building with the party. How are you going to act? So some of you guys, what do you think? What are you going to act? How are you going to act if you're already with that mindset that you're not going to have a good time? Nobody's going to talk to me. This is going to suck. When you actually respond to those emotions, which you will on a subconscious level, you're probably going to be doing what? You're probably going to be acting sort of reserved, right? Sort of withdrawn. And how do you think everybody else is going to respond to that? They're going to see you acting withdrawn and they're going to respond to that, right? They're going to respond to you going, that person's not approachable, so I'm not coming close. So you end up being a self-fulfilled prophecy because you leave that place going, see, nobody talked to me. See, I told you this was going to happen. So you become a self-fulfilled prophecy. So that is what I call a subconscious manifestation, because you manifested it by your thoughts and your emotions. Okay. The second one is energetic manifestation. So my throat's getting a little dry, so hold on. I made sure I had some water standing by. Okay. So the next one is subconscious manifestation. I'm sorry, I said it wrong. The next one is energetic manifestation. Energetic manifestation is when you are energetically aligned with a specific thought. Okay. So an energetic manifestation is like, so let's just kind of talk about like how your thoughts actually are. Okay. Your thoughts are neurotransmitters. A neurotransmitter is like an electrical current that shoots off in your brain at like a microsecond. Every single thought you have goes like that. Okay. So every single thought is a neurotransmitter. Okay. And a neurotransmitter is an electrical current, and electricity is what? Energy. So energy has a tendency of, it can be broken down into like positive energy or negative energy. Now, at this point, I'm just going to say positive, negative, not necessarily good or bad, or I'm just going to say positive and negative energy. Okay. Because if you look at a magnet, it has positive and negative energy, but it's not really good or bad. Okay. So positive and negative energy can be broken up that way. But if you have a negative thought, okay, you're creating a negative energy. And then your whole field, your whole body tends to create negative energy as well. So if you consistently have negative thoughts on a regular basis, that energy can actually cause problems in your body because it disbalances the energy forces inside of your body, because your body's supposed to have positive and negative. And if one side is a little heavier, you start having problems. Like you start getting sick, you start having issues with your body. So all kind of things end up happening. Okay. So when you tend to focus on a lot of the negativity, you have those things that happen in your body because your body becomes a negative current. Okay, so now your whole body is the negative current and your mind's a negative current. So what happens? When you're looking at a magnet, anything that is aligned with that, meaning that it is exactly it's negative energy, negative events, negative things, they start to kind of compound. When I was growing up, I used to hear my mom say, when it rains, it pours, and the meaning behind that was not just when one bad thing happens, it's like a cluster crap of stuff, it's just like one thing after another. It's like, oh my God, when is this ever going to end? Why? Because you react to that event, you get really upset, and then you become an electrical current for an attraction for other negative things. Okay. So I'm not saying that every single event in your life that has happened is because you've had a negative thought, but it is a contributing factor. So you will find that when you're in a better space, you have better luck. When you're in a negative space, you have more bad luck. I know that personally because, I've found that when I get into a negative space, when, a couple of things start happening and I'm like, oh my God, and I don't handle it properly. I don't handle it the way I should. And I react on an emotional level. What ends up happening for me is that all of a sudden, all these other things start happening right behind it. And I'm like, oh my God, I know better than this. I have to get myself in a better space. So I consciously make the effort to put myself back into a positive mindset, because I know if I don't, what's going to end up happening is I'm going to be a magnet, and all these things that are negative are going to start attracting to me. Okay. So this is why mindset is so important to actually manifesting, because we're always manifesting. Every single thought you have, everything that you do, every single moment of your life, you're manifesting. However, if you want to be a master manifester or an intentional manifester, you have to actually be intentional about your thoughts. That means you're in control of how you're thinking. You're choosing how you're thinking. You're choosing how you're reacting. You're choosing all of those things. Okay. So the first thing I want to do right now is I'm going to kind of look through some of the comments, because there's a lot going on in here, and I want to make sure that I address everybody. And then I'm going to start talking to you a little bit about the different types of the different types of mindset. And I want you to kind of look and see if you can identify with some of those things. And then we're going to talk about how you can overcome some of those things. Now, this is actually in your workbook that I sent out, so you can kind of follow along with me. So first, I'm going to say hi to everybody. So let me kind of look through here. Oh, wow. I do not know how to go backwards. There's a lot happening here. Yes. Okay. I don't know who wrote this. It's proven that negative energy causes illness. Absolutely. You are absolutely right. Be intentional about your thoughts. Wendy Carter says, I want to be an intentional master manifester. Wendy Carter, you're going to learn how to do that. Okay. So we are having fun. Yeah, good. I'm glad you're having fun. Okay. So, I can, the funny thing is it's moving so fast. I'm not sure how to scroll up to get to look and see who was commenting first, but make sure that as you enter, you are saying who you are, because, and also too, if you do not have StreamYard, it'll say Facebook user on my side. So I don't know who you are. So, if you are making a comment and you don't have StreamYard, put your name in front so I can identify who you are. Okay. All right. So let's get into what is the different types of mindset. So let me share a screen with you real quick. All right. Okay. All right. So here we go. Let me see. I'm going to make that a little bit bigger so you guys can see it. Okay. Because I know, let's see. That's not working. Okay, hold on. I'll go back to how it was. Okay, you guys can just follow along in your workbook, okay? All right, so here we go. What is mindset? So if you've ever heard of the term a glass is half full, a glass is half empty, they're talking about mindset. The ideas and attitudes that are shaped in the way that you talk about yourself or think about yourself. Your mindset affects the way that you behave, and in turn, your outlook on life and your attitude towards everything that's going on around you. It's important to understand that your mindset doesn't have to be set in stone. You are not locked into who you think you are. You shift your attitudes and your beliefs anytime you want. Okay, I'm going to address that real quick. This is super important. So a lot of you guys have either been a client of mine, taken a workshop of mine, are friends of mine, or some of you guys don't even know who I am, okay? But a lot of you have, and you know that that I do transformational work. Okay. So I take people who are depressed, anxiety, mindset issues, confidence issues, self-worth issues, and I turn them into superstars. Okay. So these people that I have worked with in the past have completely transformed. Okay. So there's this thing that I find that when my clients show up, what happens is they always come into this attitude of, this is how I am. This is who I am. I'm never going to change. I had a client ask me today, she said, do you think I'm ever going to change? I mean, is this who I am? And I'm like, no. Okay. The second that you identify some of these issues, you are on the path of shifting. Okay. You identify them, you start to change them. Okay. By changing them, you have to look at it. You have to see what the issue is and then come up with a solution to resolve it. But the biggest thing is reprogramming how you think. So we want to identify some of this stuff. Okay. We want to see why it is we have the problems. Okay. And we're gonna talk about some of that stuff. We're gonna talk about how do you overcome any of these things. So let's go back to sharing this. Okay. So the whole point behind this is you're not locked into who you think you are. Okay. All you are is an organic computer, period. Okay. The reason that you have the thoughts that you have is because they're programmed into your brain because of the events and the people and the experiences that you've had created the programs in your mind and the reasons and why is that you respond the way you do. Okay. So it's programmed into your brain, and anything that's programmed can be deprogrammed, or you can create a whole new program that's even better. So these things can be changed. So it's just a matter of you deciding, I'm ready to do that. Okay. So let's come back into looking at what mindset is. Okay. So what is mindset? So mindset is two different things. So we have growth mindset and we have fixed mindset. So a fixed mindset is when you welcome challenges and new things into your life. You learn from people around you. You understand that in order to get what you want, you have to put in a little bit of work or a lot of work. Recognize failure as an opportunity to learn from and acknowledge your own weakness and focus on improving them. Okay. So let's talk about each one of those. Welcome challenges and new things into your life. I hear a lot of people don't like challenges because it's too hard, and hard is not comfortable, and our mind is not comfortable with uncomfortable. See, when you are used to running programs, meaning you're just allowing these programs in your brain over and over and over again to keep on just doing the automatic behaviors, then what ends up happening is that when you alter that, it's not comfortable. Okay. So no, it's going to be a challenge. It's going to be hard and it's not going to be comfortable. But that doesn't mean that you can't change. It doesn't mean you can't do this. It just means that you have to do it enough until it becomes a habit, and the habit becomes a program. Okay? So it's just a matter of how bad do you want to change? How bad do you want to be happy? How bad do you want prosperity in your life? How bad do you want happiness? How bad do you want that? So if you want those things, you have to welcome those challenges in your life, okay? Learn from people around you. A lot of you guys are business entrepreneurs, and it's best to learn from people around you that have already mastered that. I've always heard from that the best thing for you to do to improve is to find somebody that you see as sort of like a role model, somebody you want to mentor yourself after. Okay. Somebody that you say, okay, I want to be like this person. And then you figure out, how do you get to that point? I was actually listening to a podcast that somebody was doing, and it was a whole bunch of millionaires that came into this group, and they were talking about, how to become a millionaire. Okay. And And so when they were talking about it, they were really getting into this whole thing about finding a mentor. And they said, you've got to find somebody who is successful and has already proven that they have done this. And then you mentor yourself after that person, or you ask them to mentor you, or you actually work with them. You ask them to coach you. You need to find somebody that's going to help you through that process. Okay. Because you haven't been able to do it all along. So what makes you think you're going to do it now? You got to find somebody who knows how to do it, because if you don't know how to do it, you're going to feel like you're always failing. So you got to kind of find somebody that can help you out. And then you mentor yourself after that person. And it was a really interesting conversation, because they were talking about, who they were mentored by. This one guy, I actually found this one guy who was a millionaire, who's a very successful businessman, and he literally chased him down. He found him in an airport, and he just kept on following him around until he finally said, "Can I have a moment with you?" And eventually he ended up being his mentor, because he was so I want to learn from you. I want to learn from you. And you guys have to kind of look at it from that perspective. You've got to figure out a way to learn. Okay. So let's get to the next one. Okay. So the next one is, understand that in order to get what you want, you have to put in the hard work. Ooh, who wants to work hard? This kind of goes back to the same thing about challenges. A lot of people I'm too tired. I don't feel like it. I have 5 kids. Let me just tell you, when I was doing the work, I literally put everything on hold, my whole life, my family, my kids, my everything, my friends. I mean, I literally dove into this hardcore. I was single at the time. I quit dating, everything, because I was going to focus 100% on myself. Now, some of you guys can't do that because you're married and have kids. But what I'm trying to say is that you've got to find a way around it. You've got to figure out a way and stop making excuses. Okay. So let's go to the next one. Recognize failure as an opportunity to learn. Okay. One of the common things when I'm working with somebody is when we start working on fear, I hear fear of failure, fear of failure. So let me just tell you this right now. The only way that you're going to fail, is if you quit. I'm going to tell you something. I've been working at my business for, 12 years, a long time. And when I first started my business, I had every obstacle you can imagine come up. I mean, I swear, I threw my hands up in the air, almost quit a few times. I mean, I was because I had no idea how to run a business. Okay. I had never ran a business before. I had marketing experience. I knew how to do that, but I didn't know how to run a business. And I'm telling you, it was hard. I didn't know how to develop a website. I didn't know how to do a lot of things. Okay. And there was all these things that I knew I needed to learn to be able to be successful. And so I went on a mission to learn, and I just kept on learning, and I would find people that would help me. I remember one time, for Mother's Day, I asked my son, who's a millennial, and I said, for Mother's Day, the only thing I want from you is to bring your computer and show me how to get organic Google working, Google working for me organically. I mean, I need you to help me out. So he sat down with me and he said, get out a piece of paper. You're going to have to take a lot of notes. So we opened up my website and we went through everything. I mean, he microscopically went through Google Analysis, looked through everything, and he goes, Mom, you need to do this, da, 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 da. And he gave me a list. Okay. I just so happened to have a really smart little boy, and he actually knew about this kind of stuff because he is the business owner. So he helped me out. And so I went to people that I knew and asked them for help. And I can tell you, in the very first few years of my business, I didn't pay jack crap. Okay. Jack crap. I did not go. And so you don't want for excuses. I found people that I was friends with, people I was related to, and people I could do trade with. That's what I did. And I did that for a very, very long time. Okay. Because I was just trying to make it. And so if you can figure out a way, my mom always used to say, I'm going to use terms my mom said a lot. So you hear that. My mama said that there's more than one way to skin a cat. And so if you are locked into a narrow perspective, oh, I don't have the money, so I can't do this. Oh, I need to hire a VA, so I can't do this. This is too hard. I'm never going to succeed. All those things are limiting beliefs. You have to learn how to problem solve, and you have to get creative with your mindset to be able to be successful. All right, so let's continue. The next one is acknowledge your weaknesses and focus on improving. So, wow. How many of you guys don't want to acknowledge your weaknesses? And focusing on improving, you always think that's too hard, All right, so let's go to, what is a fixed mindset? A fixed mindset is when you don't deal with setbacks very well, when you try to hide from your mistakes, when you believe that your abilities are limited to one area, when you engage in negative self-talk by saying things like, I can't do it. Oh my God, I can guarantee that most of you in here probably use that term, by the way. And you avoid challenges. So what we're going to do here is we're going to kind of go through the workbook a little bit, okay? May not have time to go through everything today, but I am going to kind of show you some exercises that you can do. So what we're going to do is we're going to go over this right here. This is the most important one right here, okay? And the reason for that is because the I can't attitude will stop you in your tracks every single time, okay? So let's go to that. Okay, so let's talk about that. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to think of something that you can't do, okay? I want you to think of something that you believe that you can't do. And if you want to say it in the comments, that's fine. If you don't, you can just write it down. But I want you to say something out loud and do this with me. Hopefully you don't have anybody listening around you, that you can do this. But what I want you to do is I want you to say, I can't blah, blah, blah. I can't lose weight. I can't be successful. I can't whatever it is. Okay. And I want you to say that. I want you to say that right now. Okay. Now, as you're saying that, what I want you to do is I want you to just feel it in your body. And as you're feeling it, I want you to tell me how you feel when you say, I can't whatever. Okay. Just sit here and just kind of close your eyes for a second and say, I can't be successful, or I can't lose weight. Whatever it is. I can't quit smoking. I can't get a job. Whatever your issue is. Okay. All right. So what does that feel like? What does it feel like when you say that? Sabrina just said it. Okay. All right. So Sabrina, I'm going to put that up there. I immediately feel deflated. Okay. I thought she said defeated because I have my glasses off. But deflated is the same thing. It's defeated. Okay. Immediately you feel that way. Okay. So that's what happens when you say, I can't. Why? Because you feel like that you're limited now. It's like, it's almost like you're sort of locked in somewhere and you can't, there's no place to go, right? It's absolutely not going to happen. Okay. All right. So somebody here said, sad and unworthy and heavy. Oh my God, me talking here. It makes me feel anxious, sad, and defeated. Very good. Okay. So now we're going to change that. Okay. We're going to say something totally different. Okay. And this is going to be hard. So I want you to stay with me here. Okay. I want you to say, I choose not to lose weight or be successful or whatever, right? Say, I choose not to. Now, when you say that, just like really just sit here and go, I choose not to. What's the difference in how you feel? Now tell me how you feel. How do you feel when you say, I choose not to? I'm waiting on some comments here. Okay. I choose not to. Blah, blah, blah. What do you feel? Jerry Jennings. Wait a minute. Where did you go? These are going so fast. Jerry Jennings, she says she feels more powerful. And why do you feel more powerful, Jerry? You feel more powerful because all of a sudden you have a choice, right? When you know you have a choice and you're choosing not to do something, it gives you a greater understanding that you actually have a choice. And maybe when you realize that you actually have a choice, you can choose something different. Absolutely, you guys. Right. I'm seeing some, yeah. Lynn says it takes back your power. You're right. That's exactly what it does. You regain your power. And when you regain your power for choice. Okay. So when you know you can do it, you're just choosing not to, then you got to ask yourself why. Because of what? You've got this subconscious thing inside of you that's saying, but I want to, but I'm choosing not to. So now you're not in alignment with your conscious mind, right? Your conscious mind and your subconscious mind is two different things here, okay? And both of them sort of arguing. Or maybe it's your spirit that's calling in on you and saying, I truly desire this, but I'm choosing not to. Now, does that make sense? I mean, when you think about it, you're like, God, that's so stupid. Why would I do that? I have had so many of my clients actually say that, but why would I do that? And I'm like, I don't know. You tell me. So I'm going to ask yourself this question. Why are you choosing that? Why are you choosing to do the thing that internally you desire to do something different? Why? Well, a lot of times I hear answers like, because it's too hard, because I don't know how. Those are the typical comments, okay? Maybe you guys have different reasons, and if you do, post it. Because our subconscious mind runs 90% of our day to our lives. Yeah, absolutely. I don't know who said that, but you're right. It says Facebook user, by the way, so I don't know who said it. That is actually a very smart analysis. You're absolutely, completely right. Your subconscious mind does run you, and that's why you have to make conscious choices. So this is where we go into doing the manifesting. So how does this have to do with manifesting? Okay. Well, if you're running programs, you're not manifesting. Well, you are, but you're a negative manifester. And it's not something you're intentionally doing. That's for dang sure, right? So what if you consciously chose to think differently? And every time your subconscious mind came in here and says, you're gonna fail, every single time that you do that, you screw it all up. You know you do. What if you did something different? Okay. So we're going to do a little exercise. So what I want you guys to do right now is I want you to close your eyes, okay? And I want you to imagine that there's a door in front of you, okay? And imagine that the door is open, and outside that door is all your dreams and all your wishes and all your desires, and it's that thing you want so bad deep inside of you. Now I want you to imagine that you start to approach the door, and as you do, your subconscious mind that manifests your fear right in front of you. And we're going to see that fear as a person. Imagine that that person is a man dressed in black with a top hat and a cane. And he jumps out in front of you and he blocks the door with his cane and says, no, you cannot. You're not capable. You will fail. You're a screw up. You've never been to do anything right. And I want you to just give up like you've done before and just back up. And I want you just to record that in your head. Do it again and just play that movie over and over again. Going towards the door, Mr. Fear jumps out. He stops you, tells you you're a loser, and you kind of cow down and you back up and you give up. Do it again. Just keep on doing it. Okay? Keep on doing it. Right. Okay, so this time I want you to keep on doing it until you get angry. Angry at Mr. Fear. Okay? You get so angry with Mr. Fear that you literally push him out of the way and you just walk right past him and out the door. Okay, you guys can open your eyes now. Okay, so this is an exercise on overcoming that thing. What you have to do is, regardless of the feelings you're feeling, you push it out of the way. You say no. How do you jump out of an airplane when you're scared shitless? You just do it. Okay? The very first time I ever went live, my heartbeat was just pounding out. I mean, I didn't even know if I could breathe. Okay? It was hard. So I pushed Mr. Fear on his ass. Oh my God, I love that. I don't know who wrote that, but oops, sorry, wrong one. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. That was good. Okay. So that's what you have to do. You have to overcome those obstacles. Okay. You have to push that fear out of the way. You have to overcome the feeling. It is not going to be easy, but you have to do it anyway. Okay. Kick him where it hurts. Way to go, Heather Duncan. Durkin, sorry, saying things wrong today. Very good. I love that. Okay. All right. So now let's apply this to manifesting because we want to kind of try to stay on time. Okay. Applying this to manifesting. So what you do know about manifesting is that it requires focus and intent. Okay. It means that you need to focus on something and you need to intentionally control your thoughts. Oh, well, if my thoughts are going crazy and I'm thinking about how my husband pissed me off today, probably not going to work. Or how my kids are driving me absolutely insane. I don't know how well that's going to work for you. But if you are consciously controlling your reactions and your emotions and your thoughts, you're always in a positive sort of mindset, your energy field is good. Okay. You're handling your problems. You're pushing the fear out of the way. And you're saying, no matter if you're fearful, you go anyway. You just letting go of your limiting beliefs. You're saying, I know this has been holding me hostage. My mind has been holding me hostage. So you analyze those thoughts and you change them and you start working towards doing that. And then when you start getting into a better mindset and you start reprogramming how you think, then what ends up happening is that your overall energy around you, that energy vortex around you, is different. Okay. That means that your whole energy field, okay, your whole body's energy, by the way. So when I'm using terms you don't know, if you want to just throw it in the comments, please let me know. But your whole energy, your whole body's energy, everything inside of you, every cell, every movement, your heartbeat, your heart can't beat without energy. Every thought, everything's energy. Okay. And you have like this whole energy field around you. Um, it's like if you were to take something that was electrical, for instance, like phone, okay, and you were to put it under an energy analyzer machine, you would see that there was this field of energy around it that expanded. Okay. So your body's like that too. Your whole being is like that. So if your whole being has been transformed into a primarily positive person, I would say, 80%, the chances of you being able to consciously shift when you are trying to manifest is going to be high. Okay. So nothing's going to be perfect all the time. You're never going to be 100% perfect, but you can kind of shoot for like 80% and stay in that constant field of positive, where you can literally shift when you say, okay, done for the day. What I do when something upsets me, I say, I'm going to give myself 24 hours to feel this feeling, and then I'll let it go. I don't hold on to it any longer than that. It's 24 hours. And yes, even though contrary belief is that Michelle doesn't ever have problems, I do. I experience downfalls. I experience emotional things that bother me or upset me, but I give myself 24 hours to overcome it. And typically what I do is I just call a friend, somebody I trust, and I just diarrhea all over the place. And then I say, I'm letting it go. And I say it out loud. I'm letting this go. It's gone now. Okay. So you love my realness? Well, thank you, Lynn. I appreciate that. So the bottom line is that, you want to constantly be in a state of positivity versus a state of negativity. If your overall consciousness, your overall being is more negative, well, then you need to make that shift. Okay. Because if your overall being is primarily positive, you are in the state to manifest. Okay. So because really 80% is pretty good. That means that you pretty much are letting things go most of the time. I'm not saying that you don't have problems. You just give yourself an opportunity to feel it so it doesn't become a suppressed emotion. And then you consciously say, I'm letting it go. Okay. So I'm going to kind of look at some of this. I'm definitely working on that one, letting it. Yeah, very good. I like that. I really like that. That's really good. Okay, so when we're manifesting requires you to focus on something. Okay, that means you need to think about it. You need to visualize it. You need to feel it. You need to, do all that stuff. Okay, and we're gonna kind of talk about that tomorrow. Like, what are the steps? Okay, and what do you need? What are the tools that you need to manifest? And we're going to do all that tomorrow. But the main thing I wanted to kind of go over was the mindset today. So, and I also want to talk to you about a couple other things. Now, so when you're talking about the manifesting and, getting your mind in the right place, most people see manifesting as, okay, I do a vision board, or I'm going to, most people do vision boards and then they just say, okay, this is what I want. Well, when you're manifesting, you have to see it as truth. You have to believe that it's going to happen. You have to see it as this is the thing that's going to happen. Okay. It's not, I want this to happen. It has to be, this is what it's going to happen. I'm going to give you an example. I recently bought some furniture and I was moving into a new house. And when I was moving into the new house, I was buying all new furniture. And so I went to Ashley Furniture and I picked out this beautiful sofa and love seat. And I said, okay. And the guy said, okay, now it's June. Okay. And he says, oh, it's not going to be available until September. And I'm like, I'm moving July the 21st. And he says, well, it's not going to be available till September because we have to have it special made. And I was like, So I said, that's okay. Order it. I'm going to manifest it. And he just kind of looked at me and was like, So the next thing I know, I was like, I just started saying, well, it's going to show up. And I told my husband, I told everybody, I said, it's going to be here on July the 23rd because we're moving on the 21st. And I want to have a couple of days to get things unpacked and organized and set up so that when the furniture shows up, it's just going to be like that. And that's it. So, I think it was like July the 15th or something around that area. I still hadn't moved into the place yet. I decided, you know what? I think I'm going to go ahead and buy that table I wanted. So I show up back at Ashley Furniture, and right as I'm there, I get a text message that says, your furniture is in. Do you want the 22nd or the 23rd for delivery? And I went, woohoo! I manifested that. Why? Because I was absolutely, completely, 100% in the belief that it was going to show up. He couldn't tell me that it was going to show up in September. I was like, no, it'll be here on this date. And I just kept on saying, nope, that's what's going to happen. Nope, that's what's going to happen. Nope, that's what's going to happen. I completely, 100% believed that's what was going to happen. And that's what happened. And so as I did it, I was like, oh my God, I manifested it. Da, 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 da. So my sales guy saw me and he was like, he said, oh my gosh. He goes, your stuff is in? And I said, yeah. And he goes, okay, look, he goes, can you go over there and talk to these other people real quick and just tell them that because I'm trying to get them to pull the trigger on buying this furniture and they just don't want to wait until September, or October or whatever. And I said, okay, sure. So I walk over there and I tell the lady and I said, see this sofa right here? And she goes, yeah. And I go, well, I just bought it. And I said, they told me it was going to be delivered in September, but I decided it was going to be delivered at this time, and it did. See the text message? And I showed it to her, and she's like, way to go, manifesting. And she high-fived me. And it was really funny. And the guy's like, oh, you manifested that? Wow, that's amazing. And I was like, I know. And I just kind of walked out the door sort of prancing because I was feeling very empowered, because I manifested that. I do these kind of things all the time. This is how I live my life. It is exactly my life. I don't believe in just because somebody says something, no, it's not going to happen that way for me. This is how it's going to happen. And it does, because that thing that I want to see happen gets into alignment with thought that I have. Now, if I'm constantly like, I don't know, I want it to happen, this, da, 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 it doesn't happen. So let's talk about manifesting from lack. We're going to get into this a little bit tomorrow, but I want to go ahead and address this. But most of the time when I'm talking to people, I hear them, they're so fearful that they're not going to manifest the thing that they really need. Like, if I don't manifest this, my house is going to get foreclosed on. If I don't manifest this, I don't know what I'm going to do. It's going to be really bad if this doesn't happen. If this happens like this, this is what's going to happen. So they try to manifest in a state of lack. Okay. If you're manifesting in a state of lack, it won't happen. So I remember a time years and years ago when my husband and I were living together at the time, and he had a financial situation come up, and it was like, he was like, oh my God. Da, da, da. And he was like, I got to have this money by this time. And I go, just tell me how much you need. And he told me, and I said, okay. At that time we didn't have Zelle and all this other stuff, ways of transferring money like instantly. But so I said, okay, if it hits this account by this time, I'm going to have to transfer it over to this account, and it's going to take me a couple of days to transfer it to your account. So I need to have it. Today is Friday. I need to have it by Tuesday to get in. No, I have to have it by Monday to get into your account by Thursday. And I was like sitting here going, okay, got it. It'll be in your account on this day and I'll have the money by Monday. And he goes, you're going to have the money in like 3 days. And he goes, you already have it? And I go, nope, but I'm fixing to get it. And he goes, how? And I go, here's what I need you to do. I need you to go play your video game and don't think a negative thought. I mean, no matter what you do, do not think a negative thought, because I don't want to have to double work that energy field around you. So I need you to stay as positive as possible, because I'm going to get it. And you just need to believe that I'm going to get it. So I did. I started working on manifesting it, and it showed up on the date with the exact number that he needed. And I transferred it into his account by the day he needed it. So these are the kind of things that I'm talking about. Like, if I was like, oh my fucking God, what happened? What did you just do? Oh no, I can't, I don't know how I'm going to help you. That's going to screw things up. What are you going to do? Da, 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 and he's like, I told him, you cannot think negatively. You need to do whatever you can. Go buy a pizza or something, watch video games, or do something that makes you happy. But I only want you thinking positive thoughts. Okay. Go watch a comedy show and get all the negative thoughts and the fear and the worry and stuff like that out of your head, because I'm handling it. And one day he said to me, he goes, I don't know how you do it, but you seem to be always able to pull money out of a hat. I don't know how you do it. It's like you have this magical wand and you just make things happen. And he goes, so I was thinking about that. And I go, yeah. And he goes, I don't think you're manifesting big enough. I started laughing so hard. I was like, you're kidding me. But as I started thinking about it, I realized he was right. I was only manifesting when I needed something. And I decided that wasn't going to be the case anymore. I decided that I was going to change the way I was going to manifest. I wasn't going to manifest out of the need, because in the need, I was having to fight the state of lack. So what I did was I started manifesting prosperity, abundance. And I started not just by using those words, but I was literally coming up with the actual dollar amount. And I was saying, I want X amount of dollars in my account by this time. And always having that cushion in my account. I always have that cushion in my account. And it's always there. And it never goes away, because I kept on focusing on that. Let me tell you something. I wanted to have a cushion. Now, this was a while back. Okay. But I wanted to have a cushion of $10,000 in my account. Okay. And I felt like that would be a safe number if something ever happened. I wouldn't have to worry about bailing him out or something happened or this or that or whatever. I wanted to make sure that I had that. So I just kept on saying 10,000, 10,000. I have 10,000 in my account. I would walk around the house in my mind going, I have 10,000 in my account. I have 10,000 in my account. And I would just because I was fighting and some subconscious internal, belief that was impossible, because it had never happened before. So I just kept on saying it because I was trying to program it into my brain so that my brain and I weren't fighting. So I was literally saying it all the time. I tried to work and I'd say it all the time. I'd write it down on a piece of paper. I'd put it on my computer. I'd say it every time I turned around. I had $10,000 in my account. I literally created on Photoshop a receipt that said $10,000 in my account. I'm going to tell you something. Since that moment, I have never had less than that, ever, ever, ever. And then when I realized that I can make that happen, I started upping the ante. And I realized that there is no limit. The only limit is what you believe. So when I start teaching manifestation, I usually start teaching people to start working with something that you're not attached to the outcome, because you've got to start seeing the outcome happen before you believe. Okay. It's really important for you to start with something that you can actually buy into, because if you can't buy into it, then it's going to be hard. So, because you haven't worked on your mindset yet. So you have to start with something kind of I'm not attached to. Start with manifesting a whiteboard or a juicer or, whatever. Okay. Find, creative things to manifest and just focus on it and make it happen. Okay. Now we're going to talk about how you do it. What's the tools? What's the process? All that kind of stuff. We're going to be getting into that in the next couple of days. So before we end this, the juicer. I do have a juicer story, by the way, I should tell you, but I do need to tell you this real quick before because I don't know if we're going to have time. So I might tell you the juicer story tomorrow. I'll even tell you the whiteboard story. So here's the thing, you guys. So we're doing this free workshop for 3 days, and I'm doing this because I'm introducing a new program. I'm introducing a program that it's an online program. It has, I don't know, close to 100 different files in there, videos, audios, all kinds of stuff. So what I was going to do is actually share the screen with you and show you. Hold on a second here. So what I was going to do is let me grab this real quick. So hold on a second. So I was going to show you what it looks like. Okay. So you have an idea of what I'm talking about. So the reason why I'm doing this is because I am going to be launching this program. Okay. This is an online course that I'm going to be launching, and I'm going to be talking about it throughout this whole thing. So I'm going to be telling you about it. So if it is of interest to you, you should have an advisor that is assigned to you. If you don't, reach out to me and let me know. And then we'll be discussing like, hey, is this something that you're interested in, and why are you interested in those things? Okay. So let me kind of show it to you real quick, and so I can kind of give you an idea of what that looks like. Let's see. All right. So this is, I'm going to show you what is included. All right. So we have the mindset training. And if you notice, these are all videos. Okay. It goes into the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, the superconscious mind, the higher conscious mind, how to journal, how to reframe, and then there's a video on how to use the meditation and the hypnosis audios. It kind of goes into how, when you're doing the reframing, how to overcome limiting beliefs and how to reframe that, diving a little bit deeper into that and rewriting your story. The next section is mindset training. These are hypnosis audios that you can listen to help with reprogramming your brain. Things on self-worth, confidence, overcoming your fear, creating success, letting go of the past, letting go of your stress, discipline, releasing blocks to success. And I also have mindset videos. These are lessons where you're learning how to change your life, creating confidence, self-worth, overcoming fear, letting go of attachments, accessing discipline in your life. And then I have podcasts that talk about creating success, another on confidence, getting empowered and letting go, knowing your why, activating concentration and focus, redirecting blocks, turning negative to positive, overcoming compulsions. This right here is diving in deeper with some of the meditations and hypnosis into deeper areas like creating a new reality, going into the quantum light for answers, inner child work, healing the inner child, recharging your energy, creating miracles, in control of your anxiety, social anxiety, and overcoming a lost love or a breakup. Then there's meditations in here, connecting to source, inner sanctuary, inner garden. And then we get into the manifesting part. So the manifesting part has all of this. Okay. You notice all of that. So I'm not going to read it all off. That's a lot to read. Okay. And then there's the second part, next level manifesting. And then it's got all this. Emotional transference, pain to power. Things that You probably have never, like, how do you hack your brain, just in the moment that you're trying to manifest something, awakening into a new purpose, a lot of stuff in here. Okay. And then I provided some manifesting hypnosis for you. And then there's the secret stuff. Okay. This right here is a whole bunch of actual exercises that they're intentional exercises that you do with focus and concentration by accessing the power of your mind and your body in combination to actually use that energy to thrust into a vision and then send it out into the universe. I mean, it's real complicated. I actually learned this from a Taoist monk. So there's a lot in here. And then there's stuff on here. I mean, there's like a lot. Okay. a lot. There's stuff on, I call it, one of them is called a Billboard Exercise. It's like where I visualize a billboard out in the universe. Then there's this thing called non-player player. It's about looking at your life like a video game. So this is a lot. So let me stop that share. Okay. So yeah, it does sound amazing. It is amazing. I mean, this is like 100 different, I mean, you never seen a program this big. I mean, it's huge. Okay. It's taken me like 200 plus hours to work on this. I really started like kind of like guessing how many hours when I started thinking about it. And I know it's more than that. So here's the thing. If you've ever bought anything from me, you know that I always launch it super cheap. Always. The very first launch, you can take the value of this, and the value of this, if you put the numbers to it, is like $30,000. I would never charge that. And let's just say that's based on the hours I put in. And typically what you do is usually take like 50, anywhere from 25 to 50% is what you normally charge. Well, I'm not going to do that. Even at that, that's going to be, I always launch something. My very first time I launch something and I give somebody the opportunity to buy it, I give them the opportunity to buy it at a really inexpensive price the first time. So I'm going to be chatting with you about that and a little bit more. If it is something you are interested in learning about or knowing more about, and you're like, Michelle, I'm interested in that, and I would like to learn all these things, all these secret stuff and next level manifesting and all that kind of stuff that there's no way I could teach in 3 days. Okay. If you are interested in that, put a fire emoji in the context right here so that I know, because I'm not going to sit here and reach out to every single one of you guys and go, buy my program. I just want to sell it to the people who want it and the people who need it. So if you want it and you need it, I want you to put a fire emoji in there and we can talk about it and we can see if it's something you can afford. Okay. I'm trying to make this as reasonable as possible so that everybody can afford it. Okay. So if that's the case, all right. So I'm seeing some fire emojis coming up. That's good. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to be diving into what kind of tools do you need to manifest? Like what is this manifesting thing? What are those steps that you need to do? How do I do this? How do I do this? How do I do this? So we're going to be diving into all of that. Oh my God, I'm seeing lots of fire emojis. You guys keep them coming. Yay. I'm excited. Yes. So I know this is such a hot subject. Everybody needs to learn to manifest. Okay. Shoot, I manifest my customers. I manifest all kinds of stuff. I manifest happiness in my life. I manifest people having, oh my God. Oh, you have to hear this. I was teaching this to one of my clients and she was having her husband being kind of negative. So I said, you can manifest him having a better day to have a more positive attitude. And she said she did it and it worked. And so, yeah, you can kind of put those thoughts in the air a little bit because it's just a current and that person can receive it if they're willing. Okay. So yes, you can use manifestation for so many things. So it is something that you will absolutely enjoy learning how to use it. Okay. You use it in everything in your life. Okay, you guys. Oh my God. You guys have been amazing. Y'all have been so active and so, like really participating. Real quick, everybody that has participated, every person that has been commenting, every person that was here on time, I'm going to be calculating the people that are the most active. Okay, the most active people that show up and they're like, on time, and they're showing up and they're making comments. You guys, whoever's the most active person is going to get a prize. Okay, so I am doing giveaways. You can't do a workshop or a challenge without a giveaway, right? So I'm going to have one big giveaway, and that giveaway is going to be, I'm giving away this program. Okay, 30,000 value. I'm telling you guys, that's an awesome giveaway. So be active. Okay, try. I mean, like participate, make it good. And by doing that, you're going to get put in a drawing, and the winner's going to get the big thing. Okay. Second prize is going to be that you can get the program for half off. And then I'm going to be giving away a lot of other little things. Okay. I'm going to show you a couple of techniques on how to focus your mind. So I'm going to give away some mala beads. I love using mala beads for mindset training. So I'm going to give away a couple of mala beads to people that are active, and I'm going to give away a manifesting journal. So if you guys are interested and y'all want to keep on playing and you want to win the prizes, then keep on coming and keep on talking and keep on commenting, and you guys, you'll get put in the drawing. Okay. And I'll be announcing the winner on the day after the challenge. So that'll be Saturday morning. I will be announcing it. I'll go on for a live video in the morning, and I'll tell you what time, because I'll be packing to leave to go out of town because I'm going on vacation for a week. So that is yeah. I'll be announcing the winner on Saturday morning. Yeah, so I'll come in and do a live video, announce the winner. So you might want to check and see, did I win? So, and plus, if you did win, your advisor will reach out to you and tell you that you won. So we're not going to leave you hanging trying to find the video. Okay. I know, Rachel, I'm so excited too. I love doing these things, it is so much fun. All right. These workshops are so much fun. I just love it. You guys are so active and so awesome. I can't believe the activity I've gotten here. It's so amazing. You guys are amazing. So if you have any questions, okay, I'm going to have your advisor watching out for your comments. Okay. So if you have any specific questions you want me to address, your advisor will be messaging me and saying, this person is wanting to know this particular thing. So put it in the comments so that your advisor can see. And if you know who your advisor is, put at Christine Hendrickson or at Carla, whoever your advisor is. And there's 6 advisors. Okay. So if you have a question, please put at your advisor's name and then put the question. That advisor will reach out to me, okay, and they'll tell me this is the question, and I'll make sure that it's addressed. The last announcement is on the last day, on Friday. Anyone who wants to do a breakthrough session live in front of everybody else, okay, and it's going to be a mini breakthrough. It's not going to be like, you're not going to get a whole hour, because basically it's me staying a little bit longer on Friday. Anybody who wants to do that, it is going to be live so other people can see it, so they can see how they can apply it to themselves. If you want to be part of that, I'm going to probably take on a few people if you're brave enough to expose yourself It'll be fun, and it's also very helpful for other people, okay? Because they can grow and learn from that as well. So if you want to do that, make sure anything that you need from me, please always put at and then your advisor, okay? Because I'm depending on them to help me go through all this content, okay? To help me with doing that. So somebody said I'm kind of brave today, but that's going to be on Friday. And make sure that if you're feeling brave on Friday, that you put at and that way your advisor can contact me, and I can send you a link to get on the stream with me. Okay, so it'll be fun. It'll be fun. So you guys, it was awesome. I really enjoyed this. Thank you so much for participating, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.